One claim is that you support the use of drones. And I think, after Obama and the bitter taste that we have about drone warfare, he even assassinated U.S. citizens with drones. What is your stance on drones? I mean, are these tools that we should be using? Should we be cutting back? Just again, what's your drone policy?
These drones are weapons of war that are similar to the bombs that are being used by our military and have to be used very, very carefully and only in order to take out these kinds of threats that we face. Too often we have seen how our drones are used indiscriminately and without regard to the collateral damage or civilians whose lives are taken in the process. I think it's dangerous to see how this administration has made this problem worse by just recently refusing to disclose the civilian casualties who are impacted by these drones or by these bombs. There are many different tools and weapons that our military has that should only be used to defeat an enemy and to defeat a threat that threatens our safety and our security.
I think that some folks out there would object to using drones at all. Just for example, Medea Benjamin wrote about a killing by remote control, saying that it doesn't really convey the full impact of the lives that these drone pilots are taking when they're using them. Do you think that that's a legitimate concern?
I think it is a concern, but it is not dissimilar to the same concern that we have with pilots who are flying in planes and the same impact that's had when bombs are dropped. So I think this is a bigger issue for us to look at, that whether it is an unmanned plane or if it is a manned plane, the impact and the result is the same. So we have to be very careful with very clear objectives on how and when and where these weapons are used.
Again, another claim that I've heard, coming from the left against you is that you, quote unquote, support torture. What would you say to those people who would say that you are a supporter of torture?
It's completely false. And my record in Congress has shown my support for legislation that we've passed that has codified into law the prohibition and the ban that President Obama put in place banning torture. This is something that we have passed through the Armed Services Committee, through the Department of Defense, and something that I would continue to uphold as president. You